Welcome back, guys, and happy Easter to each and every one of you guys. Just want to give some updates in the shop here of maybe some of the aftermath, we'll call it, from Cleetus and Cars, Bradenton. If you guys didn't check out those videos, I'll put a link up in the corner. Check out those videos. You know, I think we did pretty damn good. Jason, that was his best burnout of all times. Got hung up on the wall once, but damn, if he wouldn't have got hung up, I think he could have podiumed. Might not have been first, but definitely would have been up there. Burning green. Man, this thing made for one hell of a rip for the first time off the trailer. Gotta admit, that's the best thing we've had run the first time out of the gate. Obviously, we need some valve cover breathers made. We'll get that handled here. And then Death Trap, you know, as always, putting on one hell of a show. I probably pushed it a little bit too hard, guys. You know, I'll admit that, but you know what? I'm here to put on the best show I can for you guys. And I guess if that means tearing up my shit, I guess that's what I do. So let's go ahead and check out some of the damages and maybe some of the good stuff, because you know they all three drove on the trailer when we were done. So let's check out what we got going on. So first, again, I want to start off by saying burning green here still runs, but we're going to do one major important thing. You guys know, if you follow along, we run these Clearview filters, and you know it saves you from cutting a filter open. I already went ahead and took all the nuts and washers off here, so let's just crack this baby open and see what we got going on. I see a lot of stuff on there. I'm sure you guys do as well. And a lot of that appears to be gasket maker. So obviously, that or red paint. I'm not sure where the red paint would come from. Oh, you know, the inside of those valve covers were pretty dirty, I'm not going to lie. Let's get a magnet. We'll check this out and make sure none of it is magnetized. I don't see anything as far as like bearing material. Maybe a couple little pieces of what appears to maybe be aluminum. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad. So I'll grab a magnet. We'll check this out in better detail here. Yeah, it turns out it's just all the stuff from inside the valve cover. And the reason I say that is because I don't want somebody to think I didn't clean the inside of them. These factory valve covers have a baffle that's in them that you can't remove. And I think when somebody powder coated them, if you look down inside the hole there, kind of hard to see, but there's all kinds of gunk and everything else that you just can't clean out. So unfortunately, we had to run these because the cheap sheet metal ones we had would not seal. They would either slide down or be up too far. It was just too much of a pain to get them sealed up. So we ran these. But went ahead and checked the oil. And Clearview, got all that cleaned off, put back together over here. I know it's Easter Sunday, but let's just start it up. Make sure she still sounds good, runs good. So let's get a little test fire right now. Give her a good, healthy drink. Splash a little all over for good measure. Let's make sure she's got some good oil pressure. So this is running a Holley Terminator over here mounted to the side of the tunnel, but we had this really old Holley dash laying around. It's like one of the first ones I had. And I bought it with my original Dominator, but I was able to cobble the wiring in. There we go. So it takes a little bit to get loaded up the first time, because it's actually like a Windows, I don't want to say XP, it's like a version of Windows for a tablet, basically. So it runs this Holley app on that. So there we go. We got oil pressure here, and really that's about the only thing we can monitor. So let's go ahead and throttle's hooked up, fire it up. Well, that makes me super stoked, guys. This thing sounds awesome. Shop does not do this thing justice. This thing is snappier than all hell and just gets up and boogies, guys. So now let's go on to some of the bad news. So, well, for starters, some guy decided to slam the wall. And apparently hit the box so hard it decided to come and hit the cab. Obviously, it's just going to have to get left. Maybe super glue some of this stuff down, maybe a little touch-up paint there. And then obviously it needs a complete bath. I did power wash it off, but I did not scrub anything, so there's a lot of oil residue from what sprayed all over the truck. And then if we move to the back here, again, I think we're just going to leave it for now, but this was already there, so don't think I did that. But I did slam this side of the box and kind of bowed this rear quarter out. I say kind of. It bowed it out. It's definitely got some damage. So I'm not sure if we're going to keep this bumper or, like I'd mentioned before, actually build a different bumper for it. Maybe we can just yank on this one and pull it back a little bit. Grab this corner here, yank it back. I don't know. I mean, maybe for this time we just push this back in and run it again and just see how the truck goes. Otherwise, I think the rest of it is looking pretty good. So we're good with everything up front. Do need to get the headlights all put in here. So tried doing it at the show. Just really didn't have any luck getting the stuff put together. I don't want to say we were crunched for time, but we'll get it done. I do have a set. I think they're sitting inside of the green headlights, so maybe we can actually string some wiring out up with our radiator and fan wiring harness and actually wire those up to another one of the switches inside there, so that way it'll be like Death Trap. And speaking of Death Trap, let's make a little trip back here and check this over. I'm not going to pull the clear view right now because I do want to pull the injectors out. Jack, I talked to him. We're going to send him the billet atomizers out of this, and then I'll send off the other ones to Moran. We had tons and tons of oil to the top end, and I had made that comment before that this was going to happen with slitting the lifters. I think we're going to have to do something different with the valve covers. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip these around. So swap sides. Instead of the breathers going out the back, if you can see it there in the middle, we're going to have them come out the front. We're going to put a catch tank up on this side, so that way the hose system can come off and then directly across the front of the motor to each of the valve covers. And then that way we can try and catch that, keep it all traveling uphill, so that way what is in there hopefully will run back. Understanding crankcase pressure is going to try and push the oil out, but at least it'll be captured instead of blowing on the ground at events. So sorry, Garrett, for that. And this one's a lot worse. You know, when you come back out of the pit at 50 miles an hour and you got to have somewhere to go, and the only place is a wall, that's not good. So unfortunately, this one's pretty screwed up. Can it be beat back? To an extent, yeah. I mean, it even got clear up here in the bump side. But that's going to be the plan. The problem is these brackets on this bumper were just a tad bit too thin and actually gave first. I mean, it was a hard hit, guys. Don't get me wrong. Gave that, pushed it over. I mean, as far as the actual bumper itself, it held up. So I got to give credit for the bumper. It's all straight. So we'll redo the brackets on this, stiffen those up obviously, and maybe we need to make some kind of brace that kicks out to the side here, possibly. I do want to put something between the frame rails back here at the very, very back, maybe an X pipe or something, because that's the last thing I want to have happen is twist the frame next. I mean, obviously you got to have something that gives, otherwise you're going to have something else that does. So we'll stiffen that up inside the frame, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get to that. And then pound this back out, and then it really pushed on the box and slammed it into the cab on this one as well. So I got a massive dent here. Did dent it back here on this bump side. And then now my door gap just clears. I gotta say, it is what it is. Camaro? We'll check on that a little bit when I go over to my parents for Easter. Jason did actually clip the wall right in front of the driver's rear quarter. If you've seen the video, you can see when I went back to the pits to ask Jason how his run felt to him, and we looked at the tire that was popped on the driver's side. You could see the damage in the front of it. but I'll show that when we get over there. Otherwise, that's it for this shop here. So when we get over there, we'll check that out. And I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. Just a little update in the shop. If there's things that you guys want to see, comment down below. Otherwise, you know what? We'll have a couple more videos getting stuff fixed up, ready to go. Otherwise, Indy is May 6th, and we will see you guys there. So let's get over to my parents. We'll check out the Camaro. And I'm hiding something from you guys that I think a lot of you will enjoy. So, and I'm going to keep it hidden. You guys need to subscribe if you want to see more. So when we get over there, I'll show you the Camaro and we'll wrap it then. Well, I'll just insert a picture of Jason's Camaro here. Ended up taking a look at the trailer, and we've got some issues to work out on this. So, hola! As you can tell, we've got the trailer and the toter back here at my shop, and I'm sure there will be comments down below about get a new trailer, this and that. But yeah, as you can see, I don't want to say it's cracked there, but it's pretty thin, almost rotted through. So I've got steel to plate the entire side of this trailer that I've had for a couple years now. And actually, I've got diamond plate to go all the way down all these ramps. I'm not sure if we're going to get it all done right away. I don't know if you guys want to see the process of me doing that. Pretty boring, I'm sure. Maybe some of you do. But I brought it here so that way we can start on this. But like I said, I probably got a picture I can insert of Jason's Camaro. So, or play the clip over again of that one section in the video. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys coming back, check in on the aftermath of Cleetus cars. Got a little bit of work on our hands, so I'm going to go ahead, get injectors pulled out here now, get those ready to go out tomorrow, and then we'll get those back. And in the meantime, I'm going to start working on this trailer. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again.